like to welcome Senator Schumer here this afternoon. It's always a real pleasure for me to do this. Senator Schumer is a very frequent visitor to Livingston County, always with good news, always helping out the constituency here, and somehow I anticipate we'll have the same outcome this afternoon. So
Thank you.
Welcome, Senator Schumer.
Thank you, David.
You for everything.
And thank you for the good job you do as chair of the Board of Supervisors. I have visited Livingston County. I have visited I've been senator now for, this is my 25th year as senator. 25th or 26th? 26th.
Yeah.
26 year as senator. And I visit every county every year. I did it when I first started running, and I've done it ever since. I visited this county more because I've spoken at the Geneseo graduations a few times, and we had a few floods and things like that. We had the opening at Avon of the craft place. We had a lot of different issues. So I've been here probably 30 times, which I think's probably set a record for a senator, and every time I love to come back. But my first visit to Livingston County is something I remember as a little boy. My parents took a trip with the three of us, my brother, sister, and I was the oldest, I was about 10, and we went all around New York State. And we were in Rochester, we went to Niagara Falls and Buffalo, then we went to Rochester, and then we were going down to Corning. Now, I don't think the road, what's the road that goes to Corning?
Yeah,
yeah, it wasn't built then.
Yeah.
So we went through the roads. And I remember stopping right on this street, I think, and I had the first time I ever ate a turkey and gravy on bread, sandwich. And I can remember eating that sandwich to this day. And that was probably about 1960. And I had such fond memories because you sat at this little diner and you could see the rolling hills of the county. You could see, it wasn't called SUNY Geneseo then. I guess it was called Geneseo State. I don't remember. You could see the college in the valley. And that's a scene that just sticks with me as an urban kid, just a beautiful rural scene. And the great taste of that turkey sandwich with gravy on it. I had never had that before. So anyway, it's great to be back. I want to thank David, our great chair of the Livingston County Board. We have our administrator, Ian Coyle. Is Chris Ivers here, our Geneseo mayor? Yes, there you are. I saw whoa. I'm going to knock over this stand, so let me hold this. It's all right, I'll hold them. Keith Walters, our deputy mayor from Geneseo. Scott DiLiberto, the Caledonia mayor. Mike Falk, the Lima Town supervisor. Angela Ellis, deputy county supervisor. Where's Angela? I have something in common with you. Do you know what my middle name is?
Yeah, Ellis.
Right. Okay. We have Eddie Lee, Alex Livingston, and Marlene Hammond Whitmore, village trustees of Geneseo. Bill Bacon, the director of economic development here in Livingston County. Michael Enslow, the chair of the Seneca County Board of Supervisors. Thank you for coming all the way over, but I know how important this is. Is he here?
We have Jill and Joe. I don't know if he was.
No, I didn't see it. But thank you all for coming. I know how important this is to Seneca County as well. So we have Bill Bacon. Did I skip somebody? Did I say something? No, Michael Enslow. Jill Henry from Seneca County. She's the director of planning. Joe McGrath, the deputy director of planning. And we have 3 generations of the Lehman family, the owner of this building. So very nice to meet you all. Thank you. All right, now before I get into the substance, I always like to remember people to remember the things we've been able to do for the county. I always try to help this county out and have in many ways. We got $150,000 for the Sheriff's Department for improved training. These are just this year. Every year I have a nice long list. $700,000 to the the Livingston County Water and Sewer Authority. This is all in the federal budget. $500,000 for SUNY Geneseo's public safety and security technology. This is a new program to boost technology and infrastructure. We got $4.2 million a year. This I'm very proud of. Our upstate New York hospitals had a very bad formula when they got reimbursed by Medicare and Medicaid, and I changed it. I had to change it. It took me years. New York State, upstate New York hospitals, not New York City, not Long Island, not Westchester, will get $1 billion more a year, and it's permanent. And noise gets $4.2 million more each year, which means better health care, more personnel, more jobs, etc. So those were some of our little accomplishments, well, not so little. Those are some of our accomplishments this year. Okay, but now we're here to talk about a new issue. We're here today, we're standing at this nearly 30-year-old abandoned laundromat site. And that's why we have dozens of unused sites across the Finger Lakes region, from derelict gas stations in Seneca County to vacant manufacturing sites in Livingston. And everyone here knows the challenges we face with properties like these. They're unused, unloved, undeveloped, and our residents have had to drive or walk by these eyesores much too long. And you know, look, there's a very nice house right across the street. Nice houses here. But when you have one eyesore, it can bring down the property values and bring down everything else in the whole community. Because if someone were going to buy that house, they'd look across the street and say, wait a minute, I'm not sure I want to be here. So this property, no, I'm supposed to hold up here. No, that's the, oh.
Yeah, these are some of them that are.
So these are some of the properties that, you can see them all across the Finger Lakes region, that have been eyesores for too long. They've been frozen in time, untouched for decades. No one's living there. But it's almost a little bit like one of those horror movies, you know, where there's a abandoned house and everyone's afraid and everything else. Now these are, as I said, they've been untouched for decades. The brownfields across Livingston are waiting for a new lease on life. But the issue with the brownfield sites is that without federal support, there's a burden on the local taxpayers. But today makes a turning point, because today I'm here to announce that Seneca and Livingston County have received each $1.5 million to turn brownfield sites into something the community can use. And I'm not gonna, it's not my job as this U.S. Senator to tell you how to use it. My job is to get you the money, and then the Board of Supervisors and the village and the town will get together and decide how to use it. And if you need more help, we'll try to help you get more help to use it in a very good, nice way. And so that's a very good and important thing that we can do. This is how we start to turn the corner on these landscapes over here. And how we turn these sites from barriers into gateways for new businesses, new jobs, opportunities for our residents. The funding is going to clean up dozens of brownfields across the region. And as I said, there's a couple of abandoned gas stations, there are some chemical manufacturers, there are dry cleaners. Most of these, you know, have junk in the soil, so someone's not just going to buy them unless they get cleaned up. Sort of. Come on under the tent, all of you folks. We got room. Don't want to get people wet. Okay? All right. Now, many of these abandoned sites are in prime development area. Look at the Main Street here. It's nice. A lot of stores, a lot of hustle, a lot of bustle. So this is a valuable property if it can get cleaned up. And what was this once, a dry cleaner, Mr. Lehman?
Yes.
Did your family own it a long time ago?
No, unfortunately.
No. Okay. All right. But in any case, so they got to get cleaned up, and they're full of untapped potential, and the grants we're getting will unlock them. In Seneca, the funding's going to make strides to cleaning up the Willard drug treatment campus, which is right there. It's a 550-acre campus. It's had a lot of significance to the region. Includes a mile of prime waterfront on beautiful Seneca Lake. So it's a great property. You can clean it up. Something good is going to happen there. That'll bring jobs and development and money into the county. Okay? This property once housed 3,000 patients. It was closed in 2022, but now thanks to the funding I've been able to get and the community's advocacy, and thank you for the folks in Seneca who advocated for this, the site will be built up as a prime location on the waterfront. And you know, Seneca County is booming in many ways because of wine and tourism and things like that, so this is a great site for it. Okay, in Livingston, the funding's going to have the same tremendous impact to kickstart in places like Dansville, where the King's Daughter home, that's a historical landmark, used to be a nursing home, cannot be revitalized until we can find out if there are things, hazardous materials in the building, like asbestos. And here in Geneseo, each side of Main Street, each end is contaminated, is saddled with contaminated sites. The old jail at the north end to this abandoned laundromat at the south end. The cost to investigate is high and shouldn't fall on the local taxpayers. This is not a large county or a rich county, so it's going to sit here unless the federal government comes in. And this is the job that we should be doing, kick-starting it, giving the dollars so then you guys can go to work and get something done. And so I'm proud of that. And so this brownfield help is coming at the right time for the $1 million redevelopment of this laundromat. It's going to be transformed and developed into a mixed-use anchor in this highly visible part of Main Street, right off Main Street.
The rendering of the what
And here, I like this. Look how nice. 5 Chestnut. So big that no one will not make a wrong turn. You know, I shouldn't have said that. Bernard, I meant that only with love and affection. Maybe it ought to say, Geneseo, not Batavia. Okay, so it's going to have residential and commercial spaces. It could house something that might come here. We got a lot of new breweries and brew pubs throughout upstate New York. That's a possibility. It can be used for other purposes too. And so it's going to be a really nice thing. The brownfield investment will address the lingering contamination. And the biggest issue is these are expensive to clean up. And this money goes to cleaning it up, as I said. So the local taxpayers can't afford to do that. Okay, but the financial weight of cleaning it up is not going to be borne by the taxpayers of Livingston County. It'll be borne pennies from each citizen of the United States, I suppose, because it's the federal tax dollars, or each company. Okay? With the support, together, Livingston and Seneca receive $3 million investment to begin the assessment and cleanup of these contaminated sites. And it's critical. Last year, I launched a 2-pronged plan to get the feds to start to clean up sites like this in places like Livingston County. I visited a bunch of sites and said, we need some federal dollars to help here. And I pushed for access to existing federal brownfield grant funding. And in the bipartisan infrastructure bill, remember 2 years ago, you know, as majority leader, I'm the first majority leader ever from New York. And by the way, I'm the first New Yorker to ever have 5 terms in the Senate. So that's a record. Senator Moynihan had 4. He was my mentor. But now I'm the one who only had 5, so not good. But in any case, we were able to change the law to say this brownfield program could spend money like this. So there's more money here. It's not just this $3 million or the money that's going elsewhere. So I'm very glad that, but I'm coming here because I thought this was such a good site and good project to highlight it for the whole Finger Lakes region and for all of upstate rural New York, which has many sites like this, which weren't going. So, revitalizing the sites won't just remove environmental hazards, bring back jobs, businesses, strengthen our communities, and that's why this brownfield funding is vital. A win-win-win. Win to help business owners expand their businesses, win to clean up harmful toxics and pollution, and win so we can redevelop eyesores into active sites and get them back on the tax rolls. So, with that, Ian Coyle is going to say a few words. Is that right?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay. And yeah, Ian or Ian? How do you say?
Ian.
Ian.
Yeah. Right.
Livingston. He's the Livingston County manager, as we all know, does a great job in this county.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Ian.
Yeah. Yes, Ian. Yeah. So actually, my goal and my role is simply to close it out and to say thank you. But before I do that, Senator Schumer mentioned a few things that he's been able to sort of bring back to the county, and certainly we're cognizant and appreciative of all of those. But two that he didn't mention, I just want to mention, is our broadband efforts with the
Yes.
with the Reconnect USDA.
Yes.
Senator Schumer's been
one of two counties that got it in the state.
Yep.
You
Yep.
and
So-
Madison County.
Yep.
Yeah.
Senator Schumer's been a champion for us in all of our efforts to light up Livingston.
So have new homes started getting broadband?
We have
yet?
just started the construction. Yep.
That's
Yep.
great.
Yep. So we moved along, and that's basically the catalyst. Just like this is the catalyst to do other things through the brownfields program, and then certainly the the American Rescue Plan, ARPA funds. The county was a recipient of $12.2 million. We were able to do some great things with it. It was the single biggest transition of federal dollars directly to counties, and Senator Schumer was the lead fighter, really, and making sure those
Yes,
dollars
and
came back to
I
counties.
just want to say this, Mr. Chairman, on a bipartisan note. Our then governor wanted all the money to go to the state. And he and all the Republican counties thought he'll never give them any. I said half should go to the state, they needed it, but half should go directly to the counties, the villages, the cities, and it did. So this county got 12 million, and and money went to the villages and the towns during COVID. There's no money coming in, and that's what helped out a lot, and I'm very glad I did that, kept things going.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're very appreciative of that, and certainly for this is a catalyst, it's a springboard, it's a planning grant to hopefully do bigger and better things, and we're really looking forward to what the future holds with this initial funding. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Ian.
Yeah, thank you.
And we're going to have from across the lake, we're going to have Joe McGrath, who's the Deputy Director of the Seneca County Department of Planning. Hi, Joe.
Hi. Well, yes. Thank you, Senator Schumer, for helping us get this brownfields grant. We have plenty of sites throughout Seneca County, including the former Willard Psychiatric Center, to start investigating and taking next steps for redevelopment. We hope it to be a catalyst and a springboard for development throughout the county. And I want to recognize the town of Waterloo, town of Seneca Falls, and the community group Steps for being partners with us on this grant as well.
Great. Thank you. Okay. One of my happiest visits to Seneca County is when they named the stadium for a great New York Giants football coach from Waterloo, right?
Yep.
From Concord. Yep. Okay, questions from the media on this subject?
When is this expected to start happening?
Well, it'll be up to the money goes right away, right? They're getting the money immediately, and then the counties will decide the quickest and best way to spend it. But this is one of the sites they've decided. We don't tell them what sites. We tell them this is a grant, here's the specifications, and then the counties figure out the best needs for the money. Any other questions? Okay. Well, thank